The gentleman from Colonial Heights, Mr. Cox. Members will please be seated.
Mr. Speaker, a point of personal privilege.
The gentleman has the floor.
If everyone will look on their desk, they will see a statement of support for the Guard and Reserve, and each one of you should have your name on it. And let me sort of explain what that's all about, because I'm very excited about that. And then later on, Delegate Rich Anderson is going to elaborate a little bit further. But as a lot of you know, Virginia is home to millions of veterans, military personnel, and their families. A large number of those are members of the Virginia National Guard. Despite their part-time status, these men and women have an enormous responsibility. They're a key part of our national defense. They also stand prepared to serve our communities in times of natural disaster and emergency. I think we all know a lot of them have been deployed for a very, very long time, and obviously a lot of the recent engagements. The Committee on Employer Support for the Guard and Reserve works to support these brave men and women by promoting cooperation between the National Guard and their civilian employers. They work to protect these brave men and women here at home by ensuring that each and every one is treated fairly at their place of employment when called to duty. On your desk is a statement of support that by signing, you pledge to recognize, honor, and enforce the rights of National Guard and Reserve members at your place of employment. Governor McAuliffe signed the statement earlier this month. The Senate is doing the same today. I would ask all of you to join me and Speaker Howell in signing the statement of support. The clerk's office will collect your signed statement and present the signed copies to Virginia's ESGR Chairman Steve Villalpando. And know I speak for all of you when I say thank you for the heroes of Virginia's National Guard for their commitment to our country. This is a small token of appreciation and part of our effort to commit ourselves to them. And I think it'll show a tremendous sign of support if all 100 members are doing it. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The gentleman from Prince William, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The gentleman may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and ladies and gentlemen of the House, as the gentleman from Colonial Heights has explained, the Committee of Employer Support for the Guard and Reserve, which is known as the ESGR for short, is a critical support component for our men and women who wear the cloth of the country in war, crisis, and peace in faraway places where freedom faces its moment of maximum danger. And so this is a very important day today. The mission is to promote cooperation and understanding between reserve component personnel, and by that I mean reserve and guard personnel, between them and their civilian employers to permit them to have the latitude they require to perform their important services for the good of the nation. ESGR is supported by a network of more than 4,700 volunteers who are organized in 54 committees across all 50 states of the country. Volunteers hail from small business, industry, government, education, and prior military service, and they bring a vast wealth of experience to the mission of the employer support for the Guard or the Reserve and for service members and their dependent families. ESGR has served our country faithfully for the last 50 years, fostering a culture in which all employers support and value the employment of those who wear the uniform of our country. With us today to collect these signed statements of support is the Virginia chairman of the Employer Support for the Guard and Reserve, Mr. Steve Villalpando of Glen Allen, who is seated in the back of the chamber. Steve is a tireless advocate for our veterans and the men and women who also are currently serving in the uniform of the nation. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to recognize him and the employers who perform this vital service to our Commonwealth and our country. And I would ask that the House give Steve a very warm welcome. Thank you.